So namaskaram all, and let us start with the deduction chapter. This chapter is definitely highly important chapter from examination perspective and also from a practical life perspective. Whenever you compute income for any assessee, please understand every assessee wants to save tax. And how do we save tax? So there are various ways of saving tax. One of the way is known as the tax planning. So this chapter is nothing but a tax planning chapter. If you wanted to save tax legally, legitimately, with an objective of the law, then you should know how to use the deduction chapter. Many assessees, they know ATC, ATD. These are the very common sections. Please understand, ATC, ATD, many assessees know. But they don't know inside of ATC, ATD. Apart from that, there are so many other sections that has to be discussed with a client in future when you become a professional. And right now, examination point of view, they may target a question not only from ATC, ATD, ATG, which are the most common section, but they will target the question from any corner of this particular law, and you need to know the latest amendments which have taken place in this particular chapter. So let us start with the chapter. Some students are joining. Allow me to join, include them in the meeting. So deduction from gross total income, how do we go ahead with this? Somebody has done this annotation. Will you please erase it? Somebody while using the screen has done this. Allow me to. Yeah, done. So my dear friends, how do we start with while computing the total income or gross total income? We always think about first residential status. Okay. Once a residential status is determined, we will talk about scope of total income of the assessee, which income is taxable in India. So far as the residential status is concerned, assessee can be resident or non-resident. And if assessee is a resident, then he can become ordinary resident or non-ordinary resident. So far as scope of total income is concerned, there can be an Indian income and there can be a foreign income. Please understand. And for resident and ordinary resident, Indian income as well as foreign income is taxable. For non-resident, only Indian income is taxable. This is what you already know. Okay. From residential status and scope of total income, then you will compute income under the head salary, income from salary. Then you will compute income from house property. Then you will compute PGBP. Then you will compute PGBP. Then you will compute capital gain if it is available in the question. Then you will compute IFOS. Technically, you will give effect of 5 heads of income. Please understand, once you have given the effect of 5 heads of income, you will get income under each respective head. Under each respective head. After that, you have to think about, giving the effect of clubbing of income. Please understand, giving the effect of clubbing of income. If clubbing of income data is provided in the question, then you have to give effect to the clubbing of income. If income is transferred to the spouse, if income is transferred to the minor child, if income is transferred to your HUF, Hindu undivided family, then you have to think about clubbing of income. After clubbing, you have to think about set off and carry forward of losses. Please understand, set off and carry forward of losses are most important aspect. Before giving effect to chapter 6A, you have to give set off and carry forward of losses effect. All the set off should be provided. After doing all this activity, my dear friend, whatever income you have received, please understand, whatever income you have received after doing all this activity will be considered as gross total income. So first you should know what is gross total income. Gross total income, which is also known as the GTI. GTI is nothing but a combination of 5 heads of income plus clubbing of income and minus set off. Okay. After providing all possible adjustment, and up to here you do the adjustment of section 1 to 80. Please understand, after providing adjustment of section 1 to section 80 of income tax law, all the adjustments are taken care till this point. Once you are having gross total income, please understand, once you are having gross total income in your hand, now you can think about tax planning. So gross total income, some assessee has earned 12 lakh rupees gross total income, and that assessee is not willing to pay tax on 12 lakh rupees. Sir, 12 lakh rupees is too much, because up to 2.5 lakh nil, 2.5 lakh to 5 lakh 5%, 5 lakh to 10 lakh 20%, about 10 lakh 30%, sir. That it will be a very huge amount of tax, and that assessee don't want to pay this much amount of tax. So what can I do? Now you have to think about tax planning aspect. Please understand, here the tax planning will start, and we will advise our assessee, sir, you have to do certain investment or certain types of expenditure which will give you benefit in your personal life, but at the same time you will get a lot of benefit from income tax department, and then those benefit will start. Those benefits are known as the chapter 6A. This is income tax chapter, my dear friend. Chapter 6A of Income Tax Act covers deduction from gross total income. So you need to understand this, deduction from gross total income. And there are so many sections which are given in this particular series. The series is section 80C to section 80U. So many sections are given here. Major sections 80IA, IB, IC. The biggest sections are not forming part of CA inter syllabus. The biggest sections are forming part of CA final syllabus. Other minor sections are there, and some personal oriented, individual oriented sections have been targeted from this particular chapter in your syllabus. So we are going to have a very cut to cut discussion of this chapter 6A deduction. Once you provide chapter 6A deduction, you get a total income. My dear friend, you will get a total income. And this total income may be consist of two types of income: special income like lottery and all, and normal income. Total income can be of two types or combination of two types: special income, normal income. If you are having a special income, you need to apply special rates of tax. So what is special rate of tax? You know, for lottery we are having 30% rate. For short-term capital gain from share market, we are having 10% tax rate. For long-term capital gain from share market, we are having 10% tax rate. Short-term capital gain from share market, we are having 15% tax rate. So special rate of tax will be applicable, and for normal income you will apply slab rate, which are normal rates of tax, and then you will get definitely finally you will get your income tax liability. This is how we provide for the gross total income. So you need to understand where exactly you need to think about gross total income. You need to think about gross total income after having, please understand, deduction from gross total income should be given from the gross total income, and therefore to reach gross total income you need to have knowledge of all the basic chapters that you already know: salary, house property, 5 heads, clubbing, set off. All those things you must be knowing, and I'm assuming that you know all these things. With that assumption, I'm starting my chapter deductions from gross total income, which is chapter 6A. Sir, this is the summary of the section. How many sections are there in the whole syllabus? So in totality, there are 4 types of deduction. Actually, there are 4 types of deduction. Deduction when you make certain types of payment, deduction against certain types of income, deduction in respect of some special income. Let us finish this 2 section immediately. 80 TTA and 80 TTB. Anybody aware how much is the maximum deduction in 80 TTA? Can you please tell me what is the maximum amount of deduction in 80 TTA? Please reply in chat box, or you can unmute and talk also. What is the maximum amount of deduction?
10,000.
Yeah, 10,000. Very good. Very good. Other people, please reply. Make it a little interactive session. So it's not 1,000. It's Avani, it's not 1,000. It is rupees 10,000 or interest on saving bank account. Please understand, or interest on saving bank account, whichever is lower. So maximum deduction is 10,000 rupees. But obviously, if your interest on saving bank account is 3,000, you will get deduction of 3,000. If your interest on saving bank account is 13,000, 13,000, then you will get deduction of maximum 10,000. This particular section is applicable to all assessee other than resident super senior citizen. Can you please tell me resident senior citizen, not super, resident senior citizen who are having age 60 years plus. Can you please tell me what is the logic behind this? Why 80 TTA is not applicable to resident senior citizen? Anybody please? Why 80 TTA benefit is not applicable to resident senior citizen? What is the logic behind it?
Because sir, they have more income, like pension incomes.
No, I'm asking why 80 TTA benefit is not available.
Is it because they are given
covered under 80 TTB?
Exactly, because for resident senior citizen, we are having 80 TTB, my dear friends. And what is there in 80 TTB? Sir, in section 80 TTB, we are having deduction of rupees 50,000 on bank deposits. Please understand, on bank deposits. So what do you mean by bank deposit? It can be fixed deposit, it can be recurring account deposit, it can be saving bank account deposit. Senior citizens are usually dependent on their investment because they are not senior citizens. No, they might not be working in any organization now. They might not be having their businesses, meaning they might not have the active income. They will be surviving on their passive income. And because they are surviving on their passive income, we have to give them higher benefit. So that higher benefit is 50,000, up to 50,000 on all the possible bank deposit and post office deposit. Because for them, we are having more deduction, 50,000 rupees. So we have made this two section mutually exclusive. So what do you mean by mutually exclusive? You can either claim benefit of 80 TTA or you can claim the benefit of 80 TTB. You cannot claim benefit of both the section. If you are a junior citizen, normal citizen like you and me, obviously 80 TTB is not applicable to me. But if somebody is there in your family, maybe your grandfather who is having age 60 year or more, he can take 80 TTB, but he cannot take 80 TTA. Very, very important. Okay. So this is one section that I wanted to discuss outrightly here. ATU, can you please tell me deduction in ATU? How much is the amount of deduction available in ATU? Very simple section, you know, three line section. ATU. I want threshold limit of ATU. How much is deduction available in ATU?
75,000.
Just a minute. One of the student is messaging me. They are not getting the link. Yeah, 75,000 per month for normal disability and 1,25,000 for severe disability. So what is the logic behind giving this kind of deduction? So logic is very simple, my dear friend. You tell me, if there is someone in India, or forget India, someone there in your life, okay, maybe in your contact, maybe your friend or your close relative who is handicapped, please understand, who is handicapped or specially disabled. You can understand specially abled assessee, a disabled assessee. And that disabled assessee is working as it own. Okay, he doesn't have hands, or he is blind, or he cannot walk, whatever reason of a disability, but still he is going for a job or he is running a small business. Please understand, a disabled assessee or specially abled assessee, they are still doing some kind of job. Whatever they can do, they are doing, and they are either they are doing job or they are running some kind of business. Don't you think even being a disabled, if they are earning their own GTI, meaning thereby they are not dependent on anyone in the country, they are not dependent on their parents, they are not dependent on their husband or wife, they are self-dependent. Don't you think it's a moment of proud for us that even a handicap assessee is putting all the efforts to earn his own daily livelihood and he's not dependent on anybody? Don't you think we should feel proud about it? Are we feeling proud about it? Yes. If some handicap
Yes, sir.
assessee, yeah, definitely yes. Sir, when handicap assessee is a self-dependent, we are feeling proud about it, then we should not stand and clap for him. We have to do something through which he will get more benefited, and government is giving a standard deduction. ATU is a standard deduction, my dear friend. So what do you mean by standard deduction of ATU? Standard deduction means he doesn't have to do anything. He doesn't have to do anything. There is no requirement of depositing fund. There is no requirement of spending the money. He just have to tell government of India that he is a handicap assessee and he is having a gross total income. Government of India will feel proud about it, and directly, outrightly, income tax will give you 75,000 standard deduction. No negotiation. Okay. If assessee is 80% plus disabled, more than 80% of the body of the assessee is disabled, my dear friend, more than 80%. Okay, that is something very, 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 difficult to, have an ordinary life, or very difficult to earn money. With 80% plus disability or with a both eye blind, it's very complicated to have a life. Still that assessee is earning GTI, and definitely we are more proud about that assessee. Okay, so we are giving him 1,25,000 standard deduction. So 3 section toward the end is done. I don't think so there should be any doubt about this 3 sections. Still, if you are having any doubt, please let me know. Otherwise, I will just show you the section and we will just finish up the discussion on those small section. I'm discussing that because I will be using those sections for my discussion with some practical questions here. ATTTA, interest in respect of deposits on saving bank account, only on SBA. Please understand, only and only on SBA. Eligible assessee, individual assessee other than senior citizen covered under ATTTB and HUF can claim the deduction. So how much deduction they can claim? So they can claim interest amount earned or maximum rupees 10,000, whichever is lower. And this deposit has to be kept with banking company, cooperative bank or post office. We will discuss something about post office here. Deduction under this section would, however, not be available to resident senior citizen eligible for ATTTB. So what is there in ATTTB then? Deduction in respect of senior citizens who are resident in India. Please understand, a resident senior citizen whose GTI includes interest on deposit. Sir, which deposit? It can be any type of deposit, my dear friend. It can be fixed deposit. It can be time deposits. It can be saving bank account deposit. Any kind of deposit with a banking company or post office will be eligible for maximum deduction of 50,000. Okay. Please understand, where interest income is derived from saving bank account or deposit held on behalf of a firm or AOPBY would not be allowed as a deduction in respect of such income while computing their total income. If senior citizen is a partner in a partnership firm and the deposits are held on behalf of the partnership firm, obviously this is not a deposit created by this individual, therefore we will not give the deduction. So we will give the deduction only when deposits are held by senior citizen on his own name, not for somebody else, or not in a position of a representative assessee. So that's a small note that you should be knowing. Then there should be ATU somewhere here. Yeah, ATU. This section also we should be dealing with here. See, we are only proud of Indian resident handicap. We are not going to give the deduction to non-resident handicap. So if in exam your assessee is a non-resident, please make sure you don't give any of the sympathy deduction. ATU is a sympathy deduction, and therefore ATU should not be available to non-resident assessee. ATU is available only and only when assessee is a resident in India. Yes, a resident assessee can be ordinary resident, a resident assessee can be non-ordinary resident, but he cannot be non-resident under ATU. You know that this is a standard amount of deduction, 75,000 and 1,25,000 as the case may be. So these are the 3 sections that I have discussed with you. ATC, you already know, if you invest money, you get a deduction. Okay. If you invest money, you get a deduction in ATC. So these 2 deductions are done. From deduction in respect of specific income series, ATIA, IAB not there in syllabus, IAC not there, IB, IBA not there, IC is not there, IE is not there, ATJJA is not there, ATJJA we have in the syllabus, ATLA, ATM, ATP you should not be studying here, ATPA you should not be studying, ATQQB and ATRRB you should study. So ATJJAA, ATRRB, ATQQB, these three sections you have to study from the income series. Balance sections are there in CA final. Yeah, this series is there, ATC series, ATD series, ATE series, ATG series. All these sections are there as a part of our syllabus, and we are going to discuss that in this lecture. Sir, one thing is for sure, you tell me how much is the maximum deduction available under ATC. Can you please tell me what is the maximum deduction available in the ATC?
1,50,000.
1,50,000. Okay, ATC says maximum deduction is 1,50,000. But my dear friend, please understand, my GTI is 80,000. My GTI is 80,000, and I have made investment in PPF. Please understand, I have made investment in PPF, Public Provident Fund, to the tune of 1,50,000. Okay, I have made investment of under section ATC, PPF, Public Provident Fund, 1,50,000, but my GTI itself is only 80,000. How much maximum deduction I will get now? Please tell me. I'm eligible for 1,50,000 because I have made contribution in PPF 1,50,000, but my GTI, because of set off and carry forward and losses, it is only 80,000. How much maximum deduction I will get? Please tell me.
80,000.
80,000.
Sir, 80,000. Why 80,000, sir? But I deposited 1,50,000. Maximum deduction is 1,50,000. But our deduction and exemption, please understand, deductions or exemption in income tax law will never exceed taxable amount. Will never exceed. Deduction and exemption in income tax law will never exceed taxable amount. Meaning thereby, if I say children education allowance in salary chapter is exempt up to 100 rupees, but if I'm getting only 70 rupees from my employer, the maximum exemption that you are going to provide me is only 70, not 100. Okay, so exemption and deduction will never exceed taxable amount. Yeah, total income can become nil, but never negative because of deductions under chapter 6A. So that's the first note you should understand. Aggregate amount of deduction cannot exceed gross total income because the deductions are available from gross total income. Now, dear friends, you tell me, as a student, can you open PPF account, or can you have life insurance policies? Come on, tell me. As a student, you are not earning any.
Excuse me, sir. Ram, sir.
Yes.
Sir, sorry for interrupting. Some students are messaging me saying that they are still waiting to join the meeting. Can you please accept them?
Yeah, it is. I have already accepted. Now there is nobody in waiting list.
Oh, okay, sir. Okay.
Okay. No, there are some. There are some. Yes. That tab was minimized. Waiting room.
Okay, sir.
Now I have added. If something like this happens, you can always interrupt me, Nitin. No worry.
Sir, if you can make me co-host or something, I will just accept that and you can continue the class.
No, in this no. What you say? I don't think so. I can this. Let me try. This is the unsubscribe version. No. There you can make a host. Okay. Do you want to change the host? Yes. I guess I have given you
Okay,
powers.
sir.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Now you please keep watch on that students.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I will.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Now, so as a student, I was asking you, can you open a public provident fund account? Please tell me, is it possible to have a public provident fund account, life insurance policy, or fixed deposits in bank? Is it possible? You tell me yes or no. Is it possible to have a public provident fund account, life insurance policy, and fixed deposit in bank account? Some small amount of deposits you can always open, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it is possible. But can you claim deduction now? Have you ever claimed deduction under ATC? Imagine you are having fixed deposits. Imagine you are having a public provident fund account where you have deposited only 5,000 in this year. Not much amount. But have you ever claimed deduction under ATC?
No, sir.
No.
No
Why?
income.
Can you please tell me what is the logic? Why you have a deposits, but you did not claim the deduction? Why?
No income, sir.
Whose total income is less.
We do not have an income, sir.
Yeah, very good. That's a global problem, isn't it? People are not having income, or they are not having enough income. So you know that you are not having a gross total income. And even if you are having some kind of nominal income from some activity that you perform, that is not taxable, sir. If I am not earning a taxable income is income more than 2.5 lakh, then there is no need of claiming deduction. Sir, why should I claim deduction? My income anyhow is not taxable. And this is the logic that you need to keep in mind. Okay, Nitin, one more point. The meeting will be log out in another 9 minutes. So whenever log out, no, guys, please log in with the same ID. Okay, same ID. No change in ID, no change in password. Whenever log out happens, immediately within 2 minutes, you can re-log in. Yeah, is it fine? Is it clear?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
So I'm continuing my discussion. Second point, my dear friends, if you win a lottery, imagine in Kerala specifically, the lottery vendors are very common. Many people try their luck. I know some of my students used to purchase a lottery ticket. If you win lottery, you don't have any other income, my dear friend, any other income. You are just having an income from lottery, IFOS and winnings. You are having winning from lottery 1 lakh rupees. Can you please tell me, hello, can you please tell me, is it taxable? You don't have any other income. You are having only 1 lakh rupees income. It is below basic exemption limit. Is it taxable? No
Yes,
other
sir.
income.
Yes, sir.
Can you please
Sir.
tell me tax rate?
30%.
30%. Very good. So the tax rate is given in section 115. Come on, tell me 115 BB at the rate of 30%. Okay. So what you thought, anyhow, I have won the lottery ticket and this amount is going to become taxable. And you thought of depositing some amount out of this, maybe 80,000. Okay, 80,000 out of this you have already deposited in public provident fund account. Okay, in public provident fund account, in fixed deposits, or in life insurance policy. Will you get deduction under ATC? This is my question. Will you get deduction under ATC?
No, sir.
Others, please reply. Either use the mic or
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
no. Why? Sir, we don't get deduction under chapter 6A against special income. It is not only for lottery. It is also for short-term capital gain from share market, long-term capital gain from the share market. For all special type of income that we discuss in whole law, for that we don't get deduction under chapter 6A. Very, very important understanding here. Deduction under chapter 6A are not available against specified income or special income. For sir, what do you mean by specified income? Tax rates for these incomes are given in Income Tax Act. Whenever tax rate is given under particular section, that income is known as special income. Whenever tax rates we borrow from Annual Finance Act, from the budget, then that is normal income. Okay. So a short-term capital gain in share market, STT paid 15% is the tax rate. Long-term capital gain, STT paid after 1 lakh. After 1 lakh, it is taxable at 10%. Normal ordinary long-term capital gain on land, debentures or something like that, 20%. Casual income, winnings, 30%. Aggregation of income, if you are found with unaccounted cash, unaccounted property in a raid, income tax raid, then you will get a tax rate of 78%, 60% plus 25% surcharge plus 4% cess. So that effective rate is 78%. Royalty income 10%. Whenever there is a special income in the law, you will not get deduction against special income. Sir, to claim certain profit link deduction. Profit link deductions mean deduction under section 80 JJAA. Okay, 80 QQB, 80 RRB. These are the profit link deductions for you. Okay. To get the deduction, you must file your income tax return before due date. Before due date. Okay. Before due date under section 139(1). Now, I hope you people are aware that latest due date are amended. By default, assessee is liable to file return before 31st July. Okay. For audit assessee, that due date has been shifted to 31st October. Earlier it was 30th September. I hope you people are aware of this. Now the due date is shifted to 31st October for audit assessees. Whoever is required to get audit done, tax audit or company audit or working partner or partner of a firm, they are supposed to file their return by 31st October. And for international assessee for whom section 92 is applicable, that is CA final international taxation, for those type of assessee, the due date is 30th November. Okay, so 31st July and 30th November was already there. What is amended is 31st October. Please remember that also. If you want to claim deductions of profit link sections, then you have to file your return before due date, then only you are eligible. In belated return, you won't be eligible for these three deductions. ATC, ATD, ATE, those deduction you can claim even in belated return. Okay, belated return means return after due date. Sir, we are having alternative tax regime. I hope you are aware of alternative tax regime again, 115 BAC, where we are having a concessional rate of tax. Concessional rate of tax means up to 2.5 lakh nil. Okay, 2.5 lakh to 5 lakh, we are having 5% tax rate. 5 lakh to 7.5 lakh, we are having 10% tax rate. 7.5 lakh to 10 lakh, we are having 15% tax rate. 10 lakh to 12.5 lakh, we are having, please understand, 20% tax rate. 12.5 lakh to 15 lakh, we are having 25% tax rate. And above 15 lakh, we are having 30% tax rate. Obviously, these new tax rates are concessional. Those concessional tax rates are available to you subject to certain deductions and exemptions are not claimed by the assessee, including Chapter 6A deduction. You cannot claim Chapter 6A deduction and go for a reasonable or concessional tax regime. They are saying you have to drop Chapter 6A deductions and then only you will be eligible for the alternative tax regime. In examination, they may ask you to compare the normal tax regime versus alternative tax regime. When you are computing deductions or when you are computing tax under normal tax regime, you should consider Chapter 6A deduction. But when you are doing the calculation under alternative tax regime, you should not consider, please understand, you should not consider Chapter 6A deduction. So this is what you should remember. Yeah, exceptions are there. In alternative tax regime also, you will get ATCCD subsection 2, which is employer contribution to pension fund, and ATJJAA. You know, the employment in the country is really challenging now. Okay, many people are not getting job, and people whoever are having job due to COVID, they are losing their job. So government have given a concession to ATJJAA, which creates an employment in the country, that okay, in even alternative tax regime, you can claim the benefit of this two section so far as your syllabus is concerned. Yeah. So I hope that whatever I have discussed so far is clear. In the next series, which I'm going to start in 2 minutes now, I will discuss ATC onward section. Is it clear? Whatever I have discussed so far is clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
If you are having any query, you can type in a chat box. I will take up your queries. And because the time is limited and we were not able to use the ICAI login, we have to shift to this particular personal logins. So every time we will be having 40 minute session. First 40-minute session is getting over. Please immediately log in for the second session. I'm closing this video. Yeah, closing this particular session. Re-log in immediately.